The big story
on KNX News 97.1 FM.
President Biden in danger of losing one of his key demographics of supporters. We're talking about liberals in the entertainment industry, a source of deep support and a lot of money. But some are sounding alarms over Biden's debate performance. KNX News Chief Correspondent Charles Feldman talked with Steve Caplan at USC. Charles asked him if it is fair to characterize Hollywood as being in revolt against the president.
You know, I'd push back on that just a little bit, because when you look at the numbers, and there were some studies that came out just after the debate, including by CBS News, that showed that I think it was something like 7 out of 10 of all registered voters expressed concern about President Biden's reelection. So I think that, yes, there is real concern among folks in Hollywood, and particularly donors and others who have been active in politics for a long time. But I also think it's fairly representative of what we're seeing across the country.
But, as you know, the big difference with Hollywood is it's a source of enormous amount of money, fundraising money, for a political candidate, in this particular case, for the President of the United States. So if there is a growing sense of dread, a growing sense among Hollywood elite, the money givers, that Joe Biden should step aside, that's significant, and maybe more significant in some ways than the average person.
Sure, I think you're absolutely right there. Look, every vote matters, and every voter is weighed equally at the ballot box. But when it comes to fundraising, and particularly political fundraising, Hollywood for many years has played I'm not sure if it would be an outsized role, but a very major role in funding of candidates across the board, but certainly primarily Democrats. So when you see an erosion of support from the Hollywood community, and particularly the donor community, and even what we would consider mega donors, who in this environment and over the last 20 years have become really the bread and butter of any campaign, you're seeing that sort of attrition from the donor class. And that includes not just Hollywood types, but also financial leaders and others. That can cause real concern for a campaign. And I'm sure the Biden team is looking at that. It's clear that, he may want and hopes to continue the race, but without money and a significant amount of money, it will be very hard for him to continue. Look, I think it was $1 billion spent by just the Biden campaign in 2020. Most estimates expect at least that much for each candidate, Biden and Trump.
Right. And it's not just funding, is it? I mean, these, especially the Hollywood celebrity types, they have a megaphone to reach many, many Americans, because many people, rightly or wrongly, look up to many of these Hollywood types. And as more of them come forward, that in and of itself, the money aside, is an issue, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, when a leading Hollywood figure makes a statement about their support or lack of support for a candidate like Joe Biden, it's going to make news and it's going to get attention. And it certainly has an impact that goes beyond just the fundraising. So certainly from the media side, when folks in the industry say that they will no longer be supporting the president, it does get a lot of attention. So yes, it's important both for fundraising, but also in the more general political sense.
Among the Hollywood people calling on Biden to step aside from the campaign, Rob Reiner is there, Netflix co-founder Reed Hastings, also producer Damon Lindelof, who created the TV show Lost.